Welcome back to the GoBros YouTube channel. Today we're starting part 3 of the square drop camper. In this video we're going to be installing some jacks underneath the back corners. Got the vent fan to test fit. Got to test fit our doors, our skylight, our back door. There's lots of wiring that's going to have to go into this, so might as well get started on it. And then we also have all kinds of goodies that came in the mail. All kinds of plugs, electrical stuff, lights, speakers, chargers, all kinds of good stuff in there. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I did this off camera, just put a couple pieces of metal, run it down the walls. We're gonna actually put hooks on here so we can lift the trailer, or lift the camper off the trailer, so we can use the trailer just as normal. They're just 90 degree down here, so we got good lifting points. That was the reason for me putting so many blockers in the corners. But yeah, we're gonna get started and install these jacks underneath, and then we'll move on to the wiring. Alright, so I kind of got it sitting up here. I just have a little piece of stainless steel. These come with little brackets, but they're not long enough to where I want to span across. So this one will just be bolted up here, down. That one will just be bolted through the side. I gotta drill some holes and then mount it up, and then I'll show you it all when it's done. Alright, so what I've done here is laid out some of the electrical stuff that I'll be using. These 4-inch can lights, all this stuff is 12 volt except for my main breaker. It's just a 15 amp screw-in fuse. I actually got 2 of these switch panels. One will be for the back kitchen area, and then the other one will go right by the door. These are for my 120 volt outlets. I had to get the narrow ones because my walls are not very thick. I got a battery charger, some outlets, and I got 2 of these. Then I got some tail lights with turn signals and everything. I got some speakers, some marine speakers, and a radio. And with how deep the speakers are, I really can't mount them. I wanted to mount them on the front or on the side, but I really can't since my walls are only 1.5 inches thick. So I think I'm gonna mount them both down here, one here and one there, because this space inside here is gonna be where all my wiring and stuff like that goes. So I'll have lots of room in here. I'm gonna use this piece of plywood and kind of mount my electrical equipment on here. I'm gonna mount the breaker, the junction box, and then the battery charger. Everything's gonna get mounted on this board, and then I'm gonna put it against this wall. And this here is my shore power. That's gonna go right there, and it'll just run inside and feed this breaker over here. And then I'm gonna go and put up all my boxes wherever I want outlets, and then probably either start running some wire now or possibly after I put the insulation in. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. got this panel mounted down here. So this is our 120 volt section, and then this box and the inverter is going to be our 12 volt section. So the only stuff we'll have plugged into the 120 volt would be like the fridge. That's probably about it. Everything else will be ran off the inverter, so we can use the battery. And then as soon as we plug into shore power, we'll be able to use the fridge, and it'll start charging our battery at the same time. So at this point, we're gonna start running. I just got some extra wire laying around from a couple projects, but we're gonna go ahead and run a couple sets of wires up here for our lights and for our fan. And an issue that I ran into with these switch panels that I got is I won't be able to put them in like a wall like this, just because they stick out way too far. But what I'm gonna do is this spot will be open down here, so I'm just gonna mount it about there. It won't be as convenient because it won't be by the door, but that's about the only spot we can mount it, so that we got space in the back later on if we ever have issues. But we're just gonna start running some wire up here and get this wiring knocked out. The speakers, really the only good spot to put them, they're going to be down here. They're waterproof and everything, so they'll be fine facing out. But yeah, I'm just going to drill 2 holes through here, run a wire through there for now. Everything inside here will be open, so I don't really have to drill them through here, but I figured the more stuff that's out of this area, the better, because this area is going to be pretty congested once we get everything else in there. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put the radio yet. I'm kind of in the same situation. The radio is thicker than what my walls are, so kind of have to decide where I'd like to put it. I want that to be inside, because if you got your phone hooked up to it or something, probably don't want your phone outside if you can help it. But I gotta figure out where I want the radio, because this wire's gotta run to there. I believe we have all the wiring done. These are 2 out here for the outside lights on the front, on the side. And then we got our wiring over here. This will be for our TV. And I put some blockers in there so we can mount a TV mount to it. And then up here, we got wires for can lights on the inside. And then that there will be a just like an outlet. And then over here will be an outlet here, and then that one will be a switch to turn the inverter on and off. And then I got everything, all the plugs are running back here onto this one box, and then I'll just have a cord end on it, so I can either plug it into the 120 volt system or the 12 volt system or the inverter. That's pretty much all the electrical. I'll have to get some plugs in here and here, but we can always do that after. This back part isn't going to get finished till I get the outside on. Then we're going to have a couple lights up here somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. But right now, I just picked up the doors, the back door, the side door, and the skylight window. So we're gonna go ahead and put them all in and just run one screw in just to hold them all in place to make sure everything fits good. So all the windows and doors fit like they should. Front, just kind of an overview of it. The back door fits perfectly. I did get the inside trim for all these, but obviously we don't put that on until the inside's finished. But yeah, that's going to conclude part 3. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in part 4.